I was born in a small fishing town. I barely remember it because we moved around a lot when I was young. I don't remember my mother at all. She died when I was born, but I remember my father, Darien, with features that might once have been cruel, worn soft by the passage of time, loss and fatherly love. Of course I had heard the rumours about the De Winter family, how the noble house had dabbled with demons and had blamed my father, abandoning him and casting him out. I never knew my mother at all, but my father spoke of her often. They were both outcasts, misunderstood and reviled because of their polluted blood. Is it any wonder they clung so desperately to one another for some peace and affection? I like to think that they both found it in the end. I have often heard it said that children can be cruel. It seems such an understatement when I think of the constant mockery and vilifying my father and I faced at the hands of those who made claims to purity or nobility. It made us cling to each other even closer in those early years, my father taking the stones and barbs hurled at him with a stoic resolve. "Never let them see you are hurt," he would say to me, "and never let them see that their words sting." I wore those words like armour as I grew older, sure they would protect me against the evils of the world. Naivety is the bedfellow of youth. When I was 13 years of age, strange things began to happen around me. I would grow angry and a cart of straw would catch fire. I would cry and plants would wilt. It culminated when one of the village butcher boys attempted to scare me, no doubt hoping his childish cruelty would gain him status in the eyes of his peers. I don't recall precisely what happened, but I remember anger overwhelming my fear as he cornered me, flashing out white hot like a roaring flame. I fled the barn with the young boy's screams echoing in my ears. A vision of his face melting like wax lingers with me even today. I ran for what seemed like days before collapsing by a stream. When I awoke some time later, I noticed a strange sphere of black stone nestled amongst the reeds, the water around it oddly warm to the touch. Dragonstone, my father used to call it, and as my fingers brushed the obsidian orb, a vision of soaring above the clouds, boiling with power, filled my mind. I knew then that although I could be killed and harmed, I would not be broken. I returned to the village. Word of what I had done had spread like wildfire. Unable to vent their anger on me, the villagers had turned against my father, and his body hung from the boughs of a twisted tree. I looked up at him, hoping he had found peace. "Never let them see you are hurt." I smiled despite the tears in my eyes. "Never let them see that their words sting." And I turned my back on the village. As I walked away, the first tendrils of smoke curled from a nearby barn, and the first cries of alarm rang out. I did not look back.